Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 6409 Northeast Going Street here in Portland. There's actually three different buildings or houses we're scoping here. We've got the blue house here, I'm calling it. We have this white house here. I believe there's 2 or 3 units there, and then another house down at the end. So we're going to try and camera all the lines. They're all currently occupied. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We'll turn water on here in just a moment when we go over to the middle set of units. Anyway, here we go. And that right off the mat there looks too thin to be root. That appears to be a cobweb hanging down there. Alright, this we just dropped into here is, we got some standing water here, the line's bellied out. So we have no water currently running. It might have been clogged slightly. We'll see once we clear past this stuff here. Yeah, that just appears to be a belly there. After passing the camera through, it's not draining out. There's no blockage. It was holding that water back. So there is quite a lot of stuff built up in the line there. Whenever you get at least 5 feet of pipe with 3/4 to 1 inch of water, that's where I typically see regular old toilet paper buildup. You can see this tiny little belly right here, although adds to slowing stuff down. There's much less debris there. It's just much smaller. All right, here at 52 feet, we have reached a Y connection here. I'm going to locate this just to see where we're at. All right, we located the camera head here in the backyard area, straight out from the triplex, or the little blue shed back there. It's just terminated. It's kind of underneath the back edge of that shed. Now, with the debris buildup that's currently in the line, I do recommend jetting the line out to get any debris out of there. Again, we do have some standing water here in the pipe out beyond the larger belly, but it's fairly insignificant. It's stuff I really don't recommend correcting. This spot here, however, I do recommend fixing this belly. There's enough, you can see how much debris is collecting here. This is a spot where it's very likely you may have to deal with a blockage here at some point. I'll get this mapped out here. If a repair is not done, I just recommend re-scoping everything in a year to see what the debris amount looks like. Make sure it doesn't need to be jetted. Alright, I've mapped the line out here. There's a white X at either end of it, some dots running in between. It's about a 11-foot long section of pipe here. This flow line here actually looks like it may have been damaged by something. Anyway, we've got 2 inches of water here and a lot of debris building up, so I do recommend correcting this section here. It's in the side yard, or the backyard. It's kind of behind the blue house, but to the left of the triplex. And I'm getting it at 4 to 5 feet deep there. Aside from that, the rest of that section of pipe there looked good. We're going to go ahead and move over to the triplex. Alright, we've moved here to the rear of the triplex. This cleanout cap is broken on top. It's let a lot of junk fall down inside of it. I recommend getting that replaced there. Probably got hit with a weed whacker or something like that and busted the top off of it. But it's also one of those spots that's prone to kids putting Matchbox cars and things down them, so I definitely recommend getting that covered up there. We do have water running from an end unit, but we do know that these are all connected together because this is coming out of the rear of the middle unit. Now, the triplex just has a common line running throughout the crawl space underneath it, and then it comes out here as one. We've just hit a Y connection here. We're going to scope this out till we get all the way out here. Or at least till we hit another line coming in. So what this Y connection here is, we just located the camera head in the exact same location as where the first house we scoped there terminated at. So that's that Y connection coming in right there. And we just went through another belly there. There's no blockage. It looks like we have more standing water there, and then it appeared to be a root intrusion there as well. I'm picking up a weak signal over kind of between the triplex and the very end house, at the very end of the street. We've got as much water drained out as we can at this point here. And we're going to move over after reeling out here at the very end unit and scope that one. There it just appeared to be cobwebs. And this spot's kind of hard to tell. Up at the top there, it almost looks like roots. Now that we have this better look at it, I'm actually taking that back. I am not seeing obvious root strands coming through there. First, it looked like it. What it actually is they're cobwebs or leaves, stems from leaves that have gone down this clean out and got stuck up there. They're a very similar color. Well, I think I may have figured out what our issue is here with trying to locate this line. I'm going to do a couple of locates to confirm, but I just looked up and noticed we have a ton of power lines sitting up above our head, right about where I'm locating the line, or almost directly over top. If the direction of the line is going the way I'm thinking it is. So our major belly here in the line, or at least of this portion of the line, looks like it ends here at about 71 feet. And I'll reel back to the beginning here and see if I can locate it. This spot here, consistently throughout, you've got about 1.5 inches of standing water, which is quite a lot. And it's for a long section of pipe. And it starts to cause stuff like this. You can see all the debris building up on the sidewalls. So if you're going to live with the belly in the line, you really need to keep an eye on it. With this amount of people using this, it's one that could get dirty and clogged up real quick. And it looks like some kind of, I don't know, looks like a parachute man toy just came out on my camera here. So especially if you got stuff like that going down the line, it's going to build up pretty badly. So it kind of tapers off here at the beginning of this to much less water, but there's no way to really correct a belly unless you correct the whole thing. So it starts here at 47 feet and it extends out to 71. Now, unfortunately, with the power lines crisscrossing everywhere back here, I can't locate this thing anywhere. I've been moving it all over the place here with the camera paused, and the only spot I've been able to locate is the Y connection where the two lines come together, basically. Beyond that point, I think the issue is it's smack dab underneath the power lines here, as best as I can tell. Alright, we're going to push this thing out here real fast. I think kind of figured out where this thing is going finally. It's very confusing just the way that the pipe run and stuff. It looks like it's going in some other direction. So I actually think now that these have widened together, they're heading out towards the street directly in front of the blue house. Alright, here at 137 feet, this is the main lateral connection here. It looks like it's going out to Going Street. It looks like the PVC may have settled here a little bit. But at this point here, once you hit the transition, you're at the street edge, and that's the city's problem. Everything's clearing past that. Alright, I picked up the camera head kind of in the large driveway off to the left side of the blue house that's right up against Going Street. And I'm picking the camera head up there at 11 feet deep. Because we have overhead power lines running almost over the top of where we're locating here, I do recommend locates be performed just to double check and make sure that my depths are on here. Our belly dissipates here around 47 feet. I'll mark this as well. Alright, and this starts kind of near where the driveway hits the yard at. And there, I'm not even able to get a proper depth. It's telling me it's below 15 feet, so definitely get located. It looks like the actual locations are on. The depths may be off, though. Alright, we're now going to move down to the unit at the very end here. Alright, we're now down behind the end unit here. The one furthest from Going Street on the same side of the road. We've got a 3-inch clean out and water running. Here we go. And we've got a large belly right here, right off the bat. You can see all the stuff that's collecting in it. Again, we don't have any blockages here, but you can see by how much debris is collecting, it can cause a lot of stuff to build up there. And then that's where you get your risk of blockage. Right, that's located the camera head. We're over in the area where the other two lines are converging in together. But even with the water we have currently running right now, I can tell that this line all drained out is still going to have probably 1.5 inches or more of standing water in it. And it stretches almost over the entire length of this portion of the line. So this is, of all the lines, this one has the most potential for stuff to build up in it, for sure. Unfortunately, in order to correct all these bellies, you're looking at one seriously large repair project. This standing water extends all the way out to 90 feet here, so you're talking hundreds of feet of repair to correct all the standing water, unfortunately. So I would recommend it be done, especially being rentals. The amount of volume these lines are handling, I would recommend having this line, all the standing water at least corrected, so that it functions properly. It's still functioning here, but it's at very high risk for debris to collect in it and block the line. Well, this portion here is draining out. It's kind of sporadic though; it just kind of goes in and out of bellies. Yeah, this spot right here, like some of it fades off, not too bad, but these are pretty big. And we have a lot of junk in the line too. That's every now and then you can get debris sitting in the flow line that will kind of clog things up, but I'm not hitting any hard blockages here, so I doubt it's doing all that much. But this spot right here, we've got like 3 inches or more of standing water. The water level I can't even get to suck down below the camera lens. That's why I say, in order to correct bellies like this, generally you end up having to correct a lot more than just the belly to get the slope and grade proper. Looks like most of our standing water started there at 23 feet and extended out to 90 feet from this particular line here. So you've got spots in between where the line does drain fairly well, but you've got some significant bellies in between those areas, and most of that line there, probably I would say 50 to 60% of it at least has got standing water in it. So that one is one of those that I'm not going to map out. I'm having enough hard time back here with all the power lines picking up the locator properly. This is one that you basically start here about at the stinking clean out and work your way all the way out with it. Until a repair is done though, I would get the entire system jetted to clean it all out. And then if a repair is not done, I would have the whole system re-scoped in about a year to see what it's looking like. Make sure it doesn't need drain cleaning. Or you just simply put the thing on a jetting schedule and you jet it out every 1 to 2 years, something like that.